1. All right. Hey.
How's it going?
All right. We're in Moequa territory. With who?
I'm Andrew from Serve the People San Jose.
Okay. Can you just tell us, because you Serve the People's hella dope, badass, chingon comrades from San Jose who walked with us on the Stolen Land Hoarded Resources tour when we came down here. Can you tell listeners and viewers what y'all are up to, what kind of liberating moves you're making right now?
Absolutely. So here in San Jose, of course we have one of the worst housing crises in the country, as all across Silicon Valley and the Bay Area. And at the present day, the city owns this huge parcel of public land. It's land that could be housing, it's land that could be food for our people, it's land that could be a spot for people who are getting harassed by the cops, sleeping on the street every night to get some shelter and safety. But the city government doesn't want to do any of these things. What they want to do is sell this parcel of land to Google, the largest corporation in the world, to build a tech campus with 20,000 direct tech employees. That's 20,000 people who are going to be able to pay way more for their rent than any working class people in the city. And the whole history of the Bay Area has shown when these tech campuses come in, they love to talk a good game. They love to talk about supporting community organizations, giving grants to cities. When they built their current headquarters in Mountain View, they paid $15 million plus in so-called community benefits. And I think the question for all of us was that enough for everyday people in Mountain View? When the campus came in, did working class people have an easier time because of all those benefits? And the answer is of course not.
Right.
You can stand on these giant tech campuses, like you can stand on the campus of Facebook,
right,
and see the people parking their RVs to sleep in them,
right,
from the campus.
Right.
While they got a hospital for themselves, they got rock walls, they got a bunch of cafeterias that aren't for the people, it's for the tech workers who already are paid so much. So from the history, we can see that everyday people don't see these benefits no matter what game these companies talk. So it's up to us to fight and to build that alternative ourselves.
Shay. Now, it's funny because we know when we went, I had that weird moment of being sort of invited into Google to talk about my book, and then they found out who I was, and it's like never allowed me back again. But one of the things that the Google, propaganda machine was telling me was, oh, it's a good thing because we're providing housing, therefore we don't have to gentrify, the existent community. What would you say to that?
I mean, they've done it before.
Right.
Like whenever they build these campuses, that's what they do. That's how they get public support behind them to try to trick people, is by saying, we'll build affordable housing units.
Right.
By saying, we'll even donate money to good groups doing community work around housing.
Right.
Which is, org's got to raise money, org's got to get paid. Like, I understand that.
Right.
But we've seen the history,
Sure.
like when Twitter built their campus in San Francisco,
right,
they promised all of these things,
right,
and they didn't even want to pay out what they promised until people forced them to. But even after that, even after people got some of that money, you can see what it did to the areas they come into. So it's like none of this is just a theory. Like, we've seen it happen time and time again.
Exactly.
When these giant campuses come in, sure, they build housing.
Right.
Sure, they offer some breadcrumbs to the communities, but it's never been enough. I mean, if these companies could show us one example of when they moved a giant campus in and the life for everyday working people got better instead of worse, where less people were sleeping on the street, where less people were getting forced into the Central Valley, that would be a different story.
Right.
But they can't, because that has never happened. So why would we think it would be any different here in San Jose? Why would it be any different from the only way it's ever gone? When these tech companies come in, they're building resources for themselves. They're building resources for their employees. They're building resources to increase their value as a company, not to help the people in the community, not the people who have been struggling here.
Right. How can people find out more about Serve the People?
All right, so if our email address is servethepeoplesj@yahoo. We got social media sites. If you look up Serve the People San Jose, we got a meeting coming up this next Wednesday at 6:30 at the Peace and Justice Center here in San Jose.
Okay.
Right by San Jose State.
Okay.
And it's like we're trying to bring people in. If people have ideas, if people have ways they want to fight, because we think that they're gearing up to sell this land to Google. So we got to get as many people as possible in the room and ready to fight alongside us. And we welcome any organizations or individuals who want to join in this fight with us.
Beautiful. Thank you. Porters
you.
Network out.